Okay, cool. You can't see my work laptop. I forgot to close that. Look, I did a... I did a thing, and by did a thing, I wired a Raspberry Pi to our breadboard and then managed to not get the... I still haven't gotten the screen working. Doing research beforehand, it seemed so straightforward, and then I got the hardware, and suddenly it wasn't as straightforward. Though, ChatGPT apparently doesn't know the pin layouts of a Raspberry Pi, so I had to learn how to read. I had to find... I found so many different things saying what the GPIO layouts on a Raspberry Pi was, and it wasn't, none of them were like correct. And I finally found like the actual schematic of from like Raspberry Pi on the like the layout and stuff like that. And I had to learn how to read these like I don't even know what you call it, but like the electrical circuit schematic thing to kind of figure out what was going on, and then also figured out what pins were actually what, and then how to wire it up. And then hopefully like still like manage to find a driver that actually freaking works. But the but I got a feeling that the drivers have been working. I just didn't have the things like pinned out, but I got the little LCD right here. Because like I was looking at the back of it and I was like, I see VCC, ground, CS, reset, DCRS, SDI, Mosey, which I actually learned was master out, slave in. There's SCK, LED, and then a SDO that is MISO, which is master input, slave output. So it's the opposite of Mosey. I learned that the other day, and I was like, I don't know what any of these things mean. I realized how little I actually knew. It's been interesting. But we got hardware, so I've been working on the Game Boy. Yeah, I do enjoy learning. It's just I knew what I was signing up for with this stuff because there's not really a lot of information. It's just you got to find these random components online and then hope to find out how they actually work. All right. So what? I don't even remember what I was doing. I have not. Basically, my stuff showed up on like Saturday, so like everything, my entire weekend turned into playing with that thing. Oh, come on. I hate when it does this. Close that. There we go. Now I need to get my... Actually, I probably don't even need that. I'll pull that back up later if I need it. What did I do Friday? I don't even remember. I got some achievements on Twitch. I got the Empire Business 1. Oh, I streamed for 250 hours total. Okay. And then Who Watches the Watchers 1. I definitely didn't get that unless there's like a... Yeah, I don't know what these achievements were. So instead of starting another YouTube, instead of doing actual work on some game, I'll abandon. I came here to talk to myself in chat before you went. Well, I appreciate it. I was so confused because all of a sudden I saw chat pop up and stuff, and I'm sitting there going, it's like, I didn't go live, did I? Not that it, like, it wouldn't have mattered. I was literally just sitting here trying to open stuff and, you know, get it set up, but I just was like confused. I just wanted to be, I wanted to be a professional and actually have my shit going correctly before I went live. Who am I kidding? Me being professional? All right. Well, I guess let's pull up Trello and let's do some bugs. Vendor Menno. I typed it wrong. Doesn't show red, green for positive and negative transactions. Let's do that one. Where is my Visual Studio? There it is. So how was your weekend? Transaction amount label. Okay. So that where do I set the drunk Saturday night but came home with more money than I left with, so either I danced at the bar or won on slots. I didn't get drunk, but we did go to a wine tasting or wine festival. That was pretty fun. The weather ended up being really nice too. I know when we went last year it was like 90 degrees and super hot and there's no shade. This year This year, the weather was a lot nicer. I want to say it was like in the 80s, like high 70s, low 80s. But there was a nice breeze and it was like overcast. So it was way more tolerable than it had been. I've already almost finished my water. Because as I say, it was nice. It's now currently 86 degrees for me. Why do I have this happening in an update? We went and saw Bandit Brewery, and my one more at a dive bar turned into 3 fast in there while I was. Now, what I'm looking forward to is, so what is today? The 20th? Yeah. So that means, first off, nice 3-day weekend since it's Memorial Weekend, so I have Monday off. So then 27, 28, 28. Yeah, so I have a 4-day weekend next week, and then it's the last weekend. But then the week after, I pick my, on June 5th. It's actually, so June 4th, starting June 4th to the 4th through 11th, I won't be streaming because my parents will be here visiting. But I'm looking forward to, on June 8th, we are going out and taking my parents out to Napa. We're going to go do a wine tasting. And then my mom gets to post on Facebook about how her son took her to Napa for a wine tasting for her Mother's Day present. And then I look like a crazy awesome kid again. I don't know if I ever told that story about last year's Mother's Day. But no, so that's the kicker though, is so like, yeah, my parents will be here. Like, so the first week of June, I have a 4-day week because I took that Friday off to hang out with my parents, but then I took the 9th off as well for my family. So I'm taking a 4-day weekend while my parents are here. So the second week of July is also a 4-day week for me. But then the third week of July, Juneteenth is a holiday for where I work. And then the 20th and the 23rd, I took off of work because I'm going to be out of town for a Metallica concert. So that's the third and the fourth. So the third week of June is a 3-day week for me. The fourth week of June is a 4-day week for me. Then the following week, 4th of July is on a Friday. So that's also a 4-day week for me. And then the second week of July, I'm in Laguna Seca for the IndyCar race. Or that might be NASCAR. Either way. But I'll have the Friday if it is the IndyCar race. I forget the order between the two. I'll be in Laguna Seca, so I'll have the Friday off so I can drive down there. So that's another 4-day week. Yeah, I got a lot of short weeks coming. August is going to suck, is what's going to happen, because that's when I'm going to go back to regular 5-day weeks. Honestly, if I could, I would 100% work 10-hour days and just have a 4-day week. Anyway, so I don't know why any of this shit is happening in update. That's just dumb. Switch on transaction amount. Case 0. Transaction amount label dot color. Oh shoot. Okay. I'm gonna delete everything. Case greater than. Oh, can I do this? Do I have to do the transaction amount? No, I can't. Okay, then we'll just do a bunch of ifs. So if transaction amount does not equal 0, why am I doing this in here either? I don't know why. I don't like that I have this in an update loop, but dude, that's easy. Just find a popular game on the App Store, remake it, and put it full of ads. I legit, okay, like hear me out. I'm sure this exists. Actually, I know for a fact it exists. I was gonna say a website that the entire point of the site is to just watch ads, and then you split the money with you split the ad revenue. Like 70-30 or something. Why can I not type today? Jesus. My music too loud? I feel like it's too loud. Sun is in my eyes. Hang on. Ugh. Oh, it's a zombie. Fred, make that not a thing. What the hell? Oh. Steering wheel is plugged in. Wonder if it could turn the clock they made into an app where it wouldn't work unless you set a timer for when you were at work and it would just play ads during that time. I feel like the problem with that, though, is I feel like companies aren't going to want to pay for ads that aren't being actively watched. Forget what happens if I do this. It doesn't give me a... Okay. I'm not realizing... Maybe I don't want to show like green and... Then again, I'm pretty sure how that works is you would just set up to have ads in your app through like the app or like whatever you would like the API that you would tie into, and then it just like pushes ads. So I don't even think so. Like in that case, I'm pretty sure ad companies aren't even like paying to have ads specifically on your app. They just pay to have their ad on like push through that system, and then you just subscribe to have the ads pushed. Actually, you might be able to do it. I don't think I like it like this. I feel like I actually should make this number... I might just make it red if it's less than or... less than or greater than the different transactions. Do I have access to both of these guys? So if transaction amount is less than negative player currency or player.currency, it'll just make it red if it's too much. Let's get rid of this enemy. He doesn't need to be in here anymore. All right. Okay, hold on. I gotta completely close Unity to fix it. My steering wheel like interferes the input, or so whatever, for whatever reason, the G29 at its either the gas or the brake, I forget which one it is. When you're not on the gas, it emits a signal, and when the more you push it, the less signal there is for some reason. I don't know why it's backwards from how I would think it would have thought it would be, but it's backwards. So whenever I have that thing plugged in and registered, so I've got like yeah, it seems super backwards. But so I've got a USB switch up here. So that way when I get in iRacing, I hit the buttons to like connect my all my stuff over here. And when I'm not using it, I turn them off. So that way it doesn't screw with Unity. Because otherwise what happens is what you saw where the guy just wants to run down. Because for whatever reason, the gas pedal is mapped to down. Okay, cool. So let's buy everything. Purchase that, leave, save and quit, start. Should have a bunch of stuff so I can sell him now. Oh wait, no, I gotta buy a couple more. Oh, I can't because I saved my money. Hold on a second, we're just gonna cheat here. Oh wait, no, it's not in this one. All right. Cheat a little bit, give myself some money. Cool. Save and exit so we can reset him. There we go. Where's everybody today? Where's Fev? I even actually posted in Chris's Discord today that I was streaming. All right, let's go ahead and make a branch for this. Enable color change. Oh man, I'm tired. The action amount now. Oops. Now changes to red when it exceeds the vendor or player's total money. I'm super tired today. I don't know why. Alright. Merge. Confirm merge. Alright, that's one bug out of the way. Other bugs we got. Fix AI wandering. Not going to worry about that right now. Secondary weapon functionality on other menus. Potentially. Stackable items don't show amount. Make equipped armor slot and backpack slot a 3x2. Wonder how easy the stackable items don't show an amount would be. Block inventory item an actual prefab I have? Think so. Block inventory item. Okay. Okay, so let's do that guy for now. What we could do here is let's hide this guy. Block inventory item is the... Gotcha. Okay. Let's add a Text Mesh Pro. Mount. So 0. I'll make it black for the time being so I can see it on the thing. Center, center. I actually do want to be down here then. We need to change that font. That thing. And then font size. There it is. Oh, this is the width. Whoops. And 15. Okay, so it's going to do that. And then there, and we'll anchor it to the top corner. Oh, what's it? The EU GUI. If item type, or if item type does not equal weapon, clear everything else. And so we're going to say if item dot quantity is greater than 1, mount dot game object dot set active true, and then amount dot text equals item dot quantity string, and else set to false. And then what we need to do is change this thing's value back to white so we can see it in game. Let's hit play and see what happens. I know why that happened. So we didn't do this. There we go. Now let's try. It's not wide enough, apparently. Try that. Is there a 2D version of Borderlands, like a game that has a million of guns? My game, technically. I don't know. I've never actually played Borderlands, so I'm not. I can't really answer that. My roommate in college played them a lot. As I never got super into it. Ah, shit! I forgot to change those back to white. It's also full screen of this shit. Wait, where's the full screen button? Oh, right there. Never mind. Found it. I need to drop the numbers down a bit. And I feel like those might be too small. But I could also put a quantity on like the little info box too. Let's try to make it a smidge bigger. -5. Make this like 24-point font. We'll just leave it on red until I have what I want. I think they need to drop down a bit more. Do 7.5. Let's also make this 20-point font. Actually, what am I doing? Put that there. There. Oh, you know what? I'm dumb. I can do... Can I do a slot? Very grid slot. Hide that. There we go. Now I can take this number and I can put it exactly where it needs to be. So 4 lines it almost perfectly. Do 4.5 and negative 4.5. 5.5, 6.5. That looks good. Let's reactivate this. Go to the amount. Let's make this white. Save that whole thing off. Not too bad. It's also here, if I make this my resolution, that's not too bad. All right, I'm out of water. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go fill up my water bottle. Howdy. All right. Sad I didn't have any snacks. I needed a snack too. So here we go. We got those numbers. Oh, that's a bug. The weights are wrong. That should propagate to all of the menus too, because I smart and I do things correctly. All right, so that's that. Let's go ahead and do another thing. Branch, bring my changes over. Create that pull request. Merge, confirm merge. Neato. All right, let's do a we're going to ammo usage now. Let's do a new feature. So I'm going to swap these windows because I'm going to be spending more time in code than in game right now. All tabs. All right, so let's open up the weapon component. So first things first, what we need to do is in the reload. We got to check if it's the player, because this won't apply to the NPCs.
Game Dev Hobby just followed.
Game Dev Hobby, thanks for the follow. Oh, wait, you're from Discord, aren't you? Yeah, okay. You're the guy who I'm scrolling to pretend that I remember this. You're friends with Fev, right? Well, welcome. I'm surprised Fev's not here. Normally Fev's here. But we are currently working on making my gun actually use ammo when it shoots, because right now I just have infinite ammo. So what we need to do then is, yeah, I got off work, like basically my day is I get off work and then I immediately start streaming on the days I stream, and I get off work at like 2 in the afternoon. So I basically quit working to then go do more work. If get component and parent player let me make sure I did this correct. Yeah, honestly, so I stream just because I've got, one, I don't have kids, and two, my wife, like I get off work so early in the day that it's easy for me to do because my wife's not going to get home for like another like 3 hours anyway. I'm kind of hit or miss on how much I'm kind of indifferent on my feelings on streaming. Sometimes I like doing it, sometimes I don't. It definitely slows down progress. And there's been times where I've debated quitting streaming because I've been like, I want to be a game developer, not a content creator. But then I warmed up to the idea and I was like, you know, maybe I do want to be a content creator. So then I kept doing it. So I was like, because it would have sucked if I didn't want to be a content creator and then all of a sudden this blew up. But it's kind of it's just a thing that I do because I can. Why not? If something comes out of it, cool. If not, cool. And yeah, Zerath just comes here and harasses me. I don't want this full screen. Okay, cool. So I did do it right. So we're going to do player equals I 100%. I'm like, it's weird. I'm one of the, like, I feel like there's two types of people in the game developer space. I'm very much more the technical kind of person and not like the artistic person. And I am 100%, I 100% do this. A lot of it as if I release the stuff on my own, if it makes money, cool. A lot of it too is portfolio padding and trying to get a job in game dev. Making a living solo, I mean, making a living in game dev is really hard. Making a living working for a studio, not quite as hard. Okay, so then player dot inventory. Oh wait, no, it's not an underscore. That's why it's not working. Player dot inventory dot. I don't have a. Yeah, I mean, all the art that you see here is all done by me. I am far from an artist. But then, yeah, that's my situation too, though, as I am a software engineer by trade as well. I haven't been doing crazy long. I graduated in 2018, got my first job in graduated in 2018, got my first job in 2019. got screwed by COVID, but now we're here. But so I mean, I've been doing it for a few years. So I actually need in my inventory component to that's the thing. I've seen games with good art but not cohesive, so they didn't look as good. I think at this point I've been doing art for about a year and a half, almost 2 years. Like it's because I mean it's a learning process, and since I've been doing my own art on this game, I've been working on this game for about 2 years. That means I've been doing pixel art for almost 2 years, so I'm getting better at it. All right, here's what I want to do. I want to get just a reference to the, would it be easier to get a reference to the item in the inventory, or should I just remove it from the inventory, do what I want to need to it, and then just add it back into the inventory? If I remove it and add it back in, it's going to move around in the inventory, which I don't necessarily want to do. So we do need a new method. Public. Oh, my remove from inventory doesn't even. I wrote this so bad. Okay. So I have an inventory component. No, never mind. Because this is removing the item from the list. Yes. Okay. So my remove from inventory doesn't even return the item. Huh? How does this work? Hold up. Equip weapon, equip armor. How does this work? So if I equip a weapon, equip. I'm actually surprised this works. So I'm returning the unequipped weapon. Like, so in the instance of the weapon, when I equip a weapon or I unequip, those return the inventory item. So then in the inventory menu, that's how I'm doing it then. So when I equip a weapon, the equip is returning the item, and then I get it here. I understand. And then I just straight up remove. Why did I write this way? God. Actually, I know why. It's so the inventory. This is the first game I've done that actually has like a fairly like not only has the existence of like a proper inventory system, but also a super complex inventory system. So I didn't really know what I was doing back then. So I'm 100% not surprised that that is the case. So I think what we do is we just leave it the way that it is. Find. There we go. Inventory item. Found item equals null. And we'll return found item. For each inventory item. Oh. What do I want to call this then? Searched item, I guess. I want a reference to the item though. Can I not? Okay. You know, let's not mess with the reference now. It might be. I think I'm gonna need it, but we'll come back. We'll come back to that. So for each item in the inventory. I got stuff. I'm off work, but I still got stuff running, and I gotta make sure it doesn't fail on me. That actually just straight up fell asleep on me. I don't even actually have to monitor it. I just want to. I don't want to come into work tomorrow morning and find out it broke. If it breaks tonight, I can just go fix it and run it again quick. All right, so now let's go back to the weapon component. And in the reload, find inventory item of active weapon dot what is active weapon? Active weapon is an item weapon. It doesn't have. How do I know what weapon or how do I know what ammo I'm shooting? Create bullet. Underscore. So I'm passing in the bullet. Was there an ammunition property on here? Did I miss it? Yeah, like I have this list. I'm trying to figure out how I set this. Yeah. Where is that getting set? It's because the bullet's not the actual ammo. That's the prefab for the physical game object. Hold on. So there's something else I'm sending it then when I fire the weapon. So I create the bullet. Create the bullet, instantiate. Oh, then I call initialize on it where I'm passing in the ammunition. So I do have item ammunition. How is that guy getting set? It's probably when I'm equipping it, equipping the gun. Which is going to be weapon.ammunition. So it's in the inventory item. Which makes sense. Actually, it makes sense that it's in the inventory item, not the item. Right there is the ammunition that's coming from. Okay. So that means then here, when I'm finding it, I'm actually looking for... But that's an item ammunition I gotta find. Actually, I could just look for the ID. And then the item is fine, because the item will have the... So active weapon... Active inventory item dot ammunition dot ID. Go in here, instead of, we're going to do int item ID. If item so if item dot ID equals item ID. That's right. This is a string. And then inventory item, or at this point I can just call it ammo. So then here I check if ammo is equal to null. Because if it is, we just return out because I don't have ammo. Otherwise, All right. So I was doing that in here, which is fine. I just have to move this logic out. So, okay, so now basically we need to do if ammo dot quantity is greater than the active weapon dot God, I cannot type. It's greater than or equal to the active inventory item dot quantity. We're just gonna be reloading the or no. That's not what I want. Dot magazine dot capacity. We'll say the active inventory item dot ammo count equals that. And then the ammo dot quantity is going to minus equal this again. And then otherwise, it'll be ammo count is going to equal there's more math I got to do in here because because I got to check if the thing's full or not completely empty. The code I'm writing right now is assuming it's empty when I reload. Oh crap. I'm going to let's pull up the old project from when it was in Godot and just steal it from there. So if I do this, you guys can actually see what's going on in here. Weapon reloaded at magazine capacity minus magazine count. Weapon reloaded. What subscribed to that? It might be the player. Okay, yeah, so weapon component, weapon reloaded on weapon reloaded. So if I go down to that guy. Oh, I had a dedicated method inside the inventory component to handle reloading. I like that better. Because then at that point, all I'm doing is sending... Because I'm going, hey, inventory, I'm pulling out that. Yeah, because then the inventory can handle if it's 0, I can just remove it. Yeah, I'm going to do it that way instead. So I'm gonna make a new event in here. This is going to return an integer. No, this is passing a string. Okay, hold on. So when I come back over to the old code, weapon.magazine.com. Oh, you know what? I was able to do that because there was no public and private. There was no like access modifiers in GD script. And I don't want to just expose that. So I could do another. All right. And this is going to get even more complicated when I do ammo. So, oh, no, not really. No, it won't care about. I'll just make a special function in the player that is just like. So, player. Interfaces, use consumable. These are. Oh, interfaces. Event handlers, get rid of that. Save low, we can hide that out. Public. Shoot, because I need to do. I can pass this all in. Oh, you're going to return an int. Inventory item weapon. Int ammo reloaded equals 0. And then we'll just return ammo reloaded. This is how we can decouple this kind of stuff. Because now in the player, I can specifically call the player like reload action. So player.reload. Inventory item. And then I can pass in exactly what weapon is equipped. Come in here. And then the inventory component. Oh, I actually don't even need to do that. I literally don't even need to go through the player because I have access to the inventory. So this is completely pointless. So remove ammo is going to take in the inventory item, weapon. And then I'm going to for each through every inventory item. And then if item dot ID is going to equal weapon dot item dot ID. No. Weapon dot ammunition dot ID. We will do. Oh. Inventory component that. Okay, where's my inventory component? Inventory component. No, inventory component. There it is. Okay, so if the ID matches, we're gonna do if item dot quantity is greater than or equal to the weapon dot ammo count. Wait, no. Oh, because I'm passing in how. Oh, my brain's not ready for this right now. Okay, because I got to do the math for the. So hold on. Okay, so when the weapon component needs ammo, it goes to the. Passing in how the ammo and how much it needs. And then I just need to return how much it actually gets. Okay, so this is going to be an int, remove ammo. It's going to pass in the string ammo ID and then int ammo amount. Ammo available equals 0. And then we'll return ammo available. There we go. So then back in the inventory component, how I did it before. Okay, so if the IDs match, I'm gonna check if item.quantity is greater than or equal to the amount. And if that is the case, I'll do item dot quantity minus equals ammo amount. And then here is if item quantity equals 0. We're going to remove from inventory the item. All right, and then we're going to do ammo available is going to plus equal ammo amount. So I'm trying to think this through to the point where on the because I want it to be, because like ammo has like max stacks. So I don't want it to be like, oh, if you have a stack of like 5 ammo and a stack of like 10 ammo and you're wanting 20 ammo, that it only returns like 5 or 10 depending on like the order. Like I don't want the player to get screwed. So I got to think this through so that way it can loop through everything. And like I'm going to loop through everything until I get the amount, and until there's a point where the ammo available equals the ammo amount. And then at that point I'll break out of the loop. So that way if it can cycle through everything, and then if as soon as it hits at the most it needs, it'll kick itself out. But we'll cross that bridge in a second. So if the ammo quantity is greater than or equal to the ammo amount, yeah, actually we'll deal with that. We'll put that logic in afterwards. So we got here return ammo available. Hold on. Or no, that's going to go in here. And then if item quantity is less than the ammo amount. I wasn't prepared for this level of math today. I also wasn't planning on doing this today. Okay, so in that case, ammo available is going to equal item dot quantity. Item dot quantity is going to equal to 0. Or no, I don't even have to do that. I can just remove from inventory item and return ammo available. So that should, this is on should work. Let's go ahead and play it now just to verify. I'll get a couple compile errors. Oh yeah, I don't even need this guy anymore. And I don't need this guy anymore. And that should fix all the compile errors. Cool. Now the key is making sure I've got the correct ammo in my inventory right now. I have no idea. Get rid of all of these. I gotta implement control clicking. So you know what? Hold on, we're screw this. We're just not even gonna. We're just gonna clear the inventory out the old-fashioned way. My old-fashioned way. I'm also gonna leave part of the DLC battle pass. Dude, if I was gonna make a game like that, I would go all in. I would be honest about the predatory. Inventory item. Oh, it wouldn't have worked because I never actually player dot inventory dot remove ammo and pass in the active inventory item dot why do I only have a hold on, what's active weapon inventory item? Oh, because I save the ID and then I load it in as the ID again. Okay, that makes sense. Ammunition.id. And then active inventory item dot magazine dot capacity minus active inventory dot ammo count. So there should be that. Save off the new inventory I made. I done screwed it up because I got the wrong ammo, or I forgot to change the ID. Wouldn't have worked. There we go. Now let's try again. By 39, that's 762 by 39. Subsonic apparently is what I'm shooting. So I had 50. I now have 33. So should be 30 rounds in this guy. There's 30 rounds left here. I think there's 30 rounds. So if I empty the magazine, reload it, it's gone. Look at that. I'm kind of good sometimes. So now I got to make it like actually like work correctly. So int ammo amount is going to equal that. So we're going to return out the amount of ammo we got. And then grab these guys. So if ammo amount equals 0, we're going to give a message being out of ammo. And then we just are going to return. Otherwise, the active ammo count is going to equal the ammo amounts we got. And then we're going to invoke this thing, which honestly, I don't even think this method gets used anymore because I'm pretty sure since it has the ammo count and the capacity, that might be what updates this little guy in the bottom corner. It says new text. So I'm probably, since I changed the system on how it reports to the player how much ammo you have. But it's fine. If we try again, since I opened my inventory, actually, I'm probably out of ammo. No, I never saved. Okay. I'm gonna empty this out, reload. Let's see how much ammo I actually take. Take 30. Let's empty it out. Okay, so there's 20 in here. I'm gonna reload. 20 should be gone, and now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, so I was off a little bit because I miscounted, but now we're out of ammo. If I try to reload, nothing happens. Man, I had some randos in here for a second and they dipped out because I saw my viewer count shoot up to like 6. Also, I have enough viewers in here now because it's reporting 5 viewers right now. I think if I'm consistently having that amount, I should probably start doing some raids. Ship it right now. But now what's neat is I've got the amp that in play. And originally when I was doing this, I thought that I was going to have to implement the ability to swap ammo types on the gun, but I don't have to do that because the system's agnostic. I just passed it. I just passed my inventory system the ID of the ammo that I need, and then we're good. What I want to do now, though, is in here, I want to be able to track how much I have. So that way it can just remove all, you know, so to cover this, if I have multiple stacks of ammo and one stack isn't enough to cover everything. Which shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, say like I had a stack. So like say my gun holds 20 bullets and it's completely empty and I have a stack of 12 bullets and I have a stack of 8 bullets. I don't want the player to like reload and then happen to have the 8 stack be the first one and then only have 8 bullets loaded in their magazine when technically there should be 20 because there's another stack of like 12 that would work. So what I should do here then is if the ammo, so if the item quantity is greater than the ammo amount, because the ammo amount is how much I'm asking for. I should change. I don't like these namings because the namings are going to confuse me, but I can do that later. So the ammo amount is how much I need. So what I should do then, so honestly, all it would be is I should just be able to do that. Because on the first go around, if the ammo is 0, I'm going to go, I need 30 ammo. And then yeah, so then the ammo available is going to plus equal the ammo amount. Now, I'm not confident. That should work because I'm adding. Yeah, that should be fine. And then if the item's quantity is. Yeah, okay, because this, yeah, this works. So then. I guess I would need it in here as well. Because basically I'm checking here and so I'm going in here and I'm saying if the item's quantity is greater than the ammo I need minus the ammo I've already taken, I can go in, and then at that point, the item quantity is being subtracted from, or I'm taking the amount I need, and then I'm adding the amount I need. And if it's 0, I remove it. Don't return here anymore. If the item's less than the plus equals the item quantity, remove the item, don't return here. And then at the end of the for each, or after the end of both of these, if ammo available equals ammo amount, return ammo available. There's a bug in here. I know that. Where is it? I got a feeling it's in here. No, this is fine because the quantity is less than the amount that I need. Because if I have a stack of 10, so like this guy's stack is a 10. I'm looking for 30 and I've already taken, or I'm looking for 30 and I've already taken 10. That means the item is 10, but I need 20. So yeah, it'll come in here. I'll add the ammo available quantity, remove it, stuff like that. This should work. So then if I I'm gonna set that to 0. I got quantity 1. And 2. And if this, so I've got quantity 1 here. I've got quantity 15 and another quantity of 15. Save that off. Oh, I was trying to, thought I hit play. So this means, okay, so my gun's empty. I have a stack of, I've got 1 bullet here, and then I got 15 and 15. If I did this correctly, this should be gone, this should be gone, and this should be only 1 bullet left. Collection was modified. Enumeration operation may not execute. Oh, have to cache these when they I can't delete it when I'm in the middle of the for each. I have to mark it for removal and then remove them from the inventory. So okay, so that's fine. So list of inventory. Well, no, that wouldn't work, wouldn't it? Because I would still be looping through these items, and then it'd be the same thing. I would save I'd cache the inventory, and then I would loop through. But the problem is where I'm removing items from the inventory, so I'm screwing with the indexes of the list. There might be another way to do this better instead of just like looping through another list of items, but I also don't care. This shouldn't be that big of a big deal. Yeah, it's I think ultimately I think we were saying the same thing in a different way then. But yeah, so then instead of remove from inventory, I have to do items for deletion, add. Items for deletion, add. I don't know why you want to do that for some reason. And then here, I'll just do a private void delete or remove items marked for deletion. In which case I now have to send the list since I'm doing it out here, but that's fine. I feel like I just feel better having a dedicated method for this just in case. And I can just do for each inventory item in items. Remove from inventory item. And then right before here, I can do remove. No, remove, not removed. Items marked for deletion. And then if it does make it all the way out here, no, I shouldn't have to do it down here because if it makes it all the way down here, that means nothing. It straight up found nothing. So I think that's all I need to do. Hey, it didn't break. My work stuff. Okay. Do that from here. Clear that guy out. I noticed another bug too when because I literally, this was a bug fix that I fixed at the top of the stream. But I check if I need to check if it's equal to 1. But I also need to check if it's a stackable items because that 1 should be here. Okay, so same thing. This single bullet right here should get deleted. This stack of 15 should get deleted. This stack of 15 should remain in this position with 1 bullet left. So I reload. I got 1 bullet left here. That means I should shoot 30 times, so 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Click. There we go. And then that also. So there we go. Now we covered having a bunch of stacks of ammo. So, or, you know, bunch of separated stacks. So we don't have to make the player be efficient if they don't want to be. This is definitely more sophisticated than how it was. So, okay. So game dev, for some backstory, you might have been savvy to it because I think we might have been joking about it. But, I also guess haven't given you like the elevator pitch for the game either, which, man, I really need to write an elevator pitch for this. So I started working on this game about coming up on like 2 years ago. In fact, if I pull up my GitHub, let's switch over. So in 2022, test collab project. Okay, so that was me trying to do. My buddy wanted to learn game dev, and then that never happened, so that's not it. So 2023. Okay, so I did 2D RPG to this. Okay, so this 2D RPG thing was me trying to being ambitious and going, I'm gonna make a RuneScape. And I was toying around with some things, but then that was a 20 game challenge thing. Cool. Okay, so on December 19th of 2023 was the first commit that I made to this game. And this game started in Godot. And I worked on it all the way until probably gonna be easier. I'm gonna say Zomclave, extraction game, extraction game, extraction game, extraction game, also extraction game, extraction game. I could probably just look up when I did the PR, but I'm too lazy at this point. Okay, so September 30th apparently was when of 2024 is when I switched to Unity. So I think that means obviously I switched to Unity probably a few days beforehand, but like the exact date doesn't matter. But so yeah, so December of 2023, I started this project in Godot, did Godot all the way around till apparently sometime late December, where I switched the game over to Unity and then have been working in Unity ever since. So I had the period where I had to do a bunch of porting. My old build of the game in Godot was not able to handle what I just did here with the ammo stuff. It would grab the first ammo slot and however many was there. Man, I had a solid 2024 of contributions though, because all of this is on my game. And then 2025 has been looking pretty good too. As you see, I was all over the place. I think this was coming off of like holidays and stuff like that, but it looks like I've been very much like not really working on the weekends anymore. I'm well past the rewrite. The rewrite took me for the features that I had at the time in Godot. The rewrite took me about a month to do because I was getting frustrated with Godot at the time. And so basically I decided and it was a lot of issues that I knew I wouldn't have in Unity. And it was just, and so basically I was like, I'm going to give myself a month and I'm like, I'm going to take a break from development and I'm going to rewrite my game in Unity. And depending on how far I got in that month of rewriting it was going to dictate if I stuck with Godot or if I went to Unity. Because if I spent the month doing the rewrite and I got like a quarter of the game rewritten, I would have just stuck with Godot and kept on going. But I think in that month, I had the game like 90% rewritten. And at this point, and I think up to about 2 months later, yeah, it was, well, at that point it was like, and I think that last 10% probably took me another couple months to do because it wasn't important things. So I just didn't really work on them. I think there still might be a couple features that were in Godot that I haven't come back around to do yet. But like, yeah, the game is well beyond the state that it was when I worked on Godot and after the port to Unity. Yeah, I mean, the port to Unity was super easy. I mean, there was a couple there was a couple things I had to re-engineer because of just Godot allowing you to do things a certain way that I couldn't do in like Unity. There was a couple things too where, because you're a Godot dev, right? Because if you take a peek at yeah, if you take a peek at this timer class, I literally just ripped the timer out of Godot and rewrote it in Unity, so that way I could have like that way there was part, because like Unity weirdly doesn't have a timer for some reason, and I just decided, so I just rewrote the Godot timer in Unity, and there we go. Yeah, the Godot timer is super nice. And the annoying thing too was how I wanted to create the timer. You notice my timer is not mono behavior. It's just a class because I wanted to just instantiate the timers when I needed them. Most of the stuff that I've done is code first. I don't really do a lot of things. Like you'll notice if I go into my player, or I mean my character, I have a whole thing in here where I'm adding like the sprite renderer and setting it up and adding a rigid body, setting up the collider, creating the health component, creating the armor component. I have all that stuff just done through code and not really done through the editor. Don't know. I couldn't tell you why. I just prefer writing code over working in the UI. But oh yeah, I mean, I definitely still use a ton of scriptable objects. Every single one of my guns is, because I mean, this is my character class, which I guess I could scriptable object my way into the characters, but I didn't. But like, yeah, I mean, all my items are scriptable objects, so I've got a ton of those. But yeah, I didn't want the timer to be a mono behavior because then I had to be like, I couldn't instantiate it. Like it was instantiating it weird because you can't use, because mono behavior is not having like constructors, and I could have made construct. It was just dumb, and I didn't want to deal with that. So if you look at like any of my classes that use timers, I forget to do this every single time I add a timer to something. But you'll see in my update method, I have a method called timers, and you go there. And in here is basically running the tick method to act, so that way my timers are running on the update cycle. I just have to manually like tick it in an update loop instead of having its own update loop. And without fail, anytime I add a timer to like a class or something, I'll forget to go into its timer method and actually run the tick of the timer. Yeah, it's the timer thing was something that I wrote way back when I was doing like the refactor. I'm sure I could clean it up. I just haven't because it works fine. The only thing what I did do is I have a check in the timer class itself that or I don't think I have it on this branch because I think it's still kind of a work in progress, but I was putting checks inside of the timers themselves that basically check to see if the run is if the run is on, and then if like the time isn't changing in there, to throw like a console warning, so that way I know that the timer isn't, the tick method isn't being called. But you gotta love the little hacky solutions that you come up to do things sometimes. Interesting. Interesting. So if I reload, open my inventory, the bullet's in there. And I can fire the one bullet, but it doesn't remove it. And the same thing, if I have the menu open, apparently I can reload. More bugs. It's the same thing, that bullet doesn't get removed. Fire off, but if I reload and just let it do its thing. Oh. Interesting. So it's not completely working. Okay. Why is that the case? Oh, hey, look, breakpoints I forgot about. Okay, so if I reload. You've been working on one project for 10 years? Oh my God. That's insane. This game is the first game that I've been making. Okay, yeah. I mean, I assume there was probably other projects in there too. This is the first game that I've ever made with like the intent of it being commercial. And it's definitely like, I definitely have finished games, but I definitely have had like a shit ton of games that I started and never finished. But this is by far the longest I've ever spent on one project. Most projects I work on is like a couple months tops, and then either they're done or the more likely scenario is I just quit working on them. Okay, so I'm looking for 30 of that. So I'm looking for 30. I'm at 0. $30, 0. So I have 1. So ammo available is 1, and then I'm going to mark that for deletion. Cool. That deletes that first one of 1 out. Don't equal, so we're going to go back up to the top. Here we're greater than. So the quantity is 15. Ammo amount. So I'm looking for like another 29. So the quantity is less than that because I'm looking for that, and everything. So I'm going to come in here, mark that for deletion. Cool. Go in one more time. Quantity is 15, and that's 30 minus 16. Nah, man, ship it and forget. Games very much can be done, but yeah, software in general tends to not be like a done thing. Okay, so I'm looking for 14. This guy's got 15. Cool. So if I come in here, I got 15, which means there's 1 left. Ammo available equals 30. I'm going to mark it for deletion. We're coming here, not go in there. Ammo aren't equal. We're going to delete all that stuff. Return. There. And we're in. Go ahead and empty this magazine. Cool. Save and quit just so my stuff is like correct. And we're going to reload. So I'm looking for 30. Which makes sense. I have 1 and I need 30, so we're not going to go in there. Here I have 1 and I'm less than 30. So we're popping here. Ammo available is going to be plus equal to 1. Items marked for deletion, add item. Cool here. Not going to come in here, but I'm going to hop out. Oh, I do have to do that. Okay, that makes sense. Easy fix. I thought I would be good with not having to call it, but I didn't think about the scenario where it drops down and never got kicked out there. So does it work if I... Okay, so if I have the menu open and I reload, it doesn't like update, which that makes sense. I don't think there's anything to update. But if I close, reopen, it's gone. Okay. And now I'm out of ammo. Okay, so we got that bug fixed out. I'll have to do this the other bug here then. That's gonna... That could be weird. Because I can see situations where... That's probably the thing is going to be is that you can't reload. Well, so there's two things here. One, I can have the menu open and reload and then reload. So that could, there's that issue, but then there's the other direction where I can reload and then open the menu. And I was thinking in like situations where I could like the first thing I thought of offhand is like I could reload, talk to the vendor, sell that ammo. Yeah, I'll have to kill the inputs. It's not a hard fix. It's just something I hadn't done yet because I hadn't thought of it. Because yeah, you could totally like I could see an instance here where you could technically have infinite ammo essentially. Because what I'm thinking is, because or even, watch this. One of these has got to be an ammo can, right? Yeah, so that's 7.62 by. Or even better, this will work too. Grab that. So I could reload, grab this. Oh, no, okay. So it just bugs out because it's okay, so it just flat bugs out. Never mind. I thought I'd be able to shit. Oh, you know what? I know why. Because I'm handling all that stuff before I even start the reload process with the little timer and stuff. I was thinking that while it was reloading, I could grab it, stick it in my inventory, and then leave. And then I was expecting it to air out after the fact because it would try to remove it and it'd be gone. Hendrix. Cat's sleeping in my race car chair. Didn't even know he was there. My race car chair makes it sound so lame. It's my sim rig. It's my fake car. Oh, all right. we got that. The slight bug, which I should add that to the Trello board. This one actually could probably be pretty easy to do because I could do player because I have the action timer. Well, that would stop it. Yeah, I just need to I need to rewrite this whole input system. I think that's honestly something I have in here. No. Refactor input system. Texted my wife a picture of the cat because he was sleeping in there and she got all excited. But yeah, I think we'll call it a day. I gotta get off in my 5 minutes anyway because I gotta run to the grocery store because I forgot stuff that I need for dinner tonight. So I need more. I need a little bit extra time tonight. I'm probably not even gonna get any sim practice in this week or today at least. Yeah, normally I try to get a couple, like an hour or so of practice in, basically I get off stream and I immediately set my sim rig and I start practicing in iRacing. And I think it's now it's the end of Tuesday and I haven't done any practice this week on the track I have never raced on yet. But yeah, game dev, thanks for hanging out. Really appreciate it. My schedule is Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 2 o'clock Pacific to like 4:30-ish, give or take. Depends on how productive we are and how I'm feeling. I'm usually not like I usually don't stick to a hard schedule. I'll have to change that if I get affiliate, which I'm almost to affiliate. I need like 17 more followers to hit affiliate. So if you know people that are interested in this type of stuff, try to bring them on over. But yeah, no, for real. I appreciate you being here. It was a pleasure. You guys have a good rest of the night and I will see you tomorrow. I just said what day it is, didn't I? It's Tuesday. Yeah. So I'll be back tomorrow. See you guys.
Hotai Mep just followed.